So I've talked a bit about my journey and my pillars of recovery in the last video, but what the heck caused this whole thing? To be honest, I don't have a concrete answer, but I have a much better feeling about it now than I did 7 years ago. And it's multifactorial. There isn't one thing. Um, People often talk about, oh, it's an imbalance in brain chemistry. Oh, it's genetic. Oh, it's lifestyle factors. It's complicated, but where I have always questioned is why that? If it's a chemical imbalance, why did that chemical imbalance happen? Why did it happen at 25 with these triggers? If it's lifestyle factors, what is it about those lifestyle factors so that I can know and so that I can heal from it and understand? And I mentioned a little bit about what was going on when the episode happened, but now reflecting back on it, I'll say there are two really pivotal books that help shape my understanding of some of the causes. One of these books is called Brain Energy by Dr. Palmer. And in that book, he talks about how multifactorial mental health is and how all of these factors boil down to one single cause. That single cause is a metabolic issue in the brain, a problem of energy usage in the brain. Um, but it just goes to show how everything is interrelated. The second book that really shed a lot of light for me was The Myth of Normal by Gabor Mate, Dr. Gabor Mate. And in that book is basically understanding a biopsychosocial model, meaning it's not just your biology, not just your genetics, not just your psychology and beliefs, but also the environment that you are living in, your stress factors, the culture that you're living in, everything, your relationships, your sense of purpose, all of these things are factors as well. And it helped me understand trauma in a different angle, not just as bad things that happen, but also about ideal things that should happen, but that don't really happen because of the worlds that we are living in, particularly in the West. And so these two things have shaped hugely what I think the causes were of my bipolar. And another factor was I believe that I might have been ADHD in some sense. And it was not detected, not diagnosed, not managed. And compounding poor lifestyle stuff with unmanaged ADHD, with lifestyle factors and stresses. And all of that is the ammunition inside, which is ready to explode. And then all that it needs is a trigger that happens in the life. And that trigger explodes everything. So I think that is really what happened for me. Um, and now that I have a better understanding of all these things, it has helped me do some of that psychological work as well. Um, there was one trauma which I was completely blind to that happened when I was just turned 5 years old. And I'm not going to speak about that, but what I am going to speak about is the fact that I only discovered the true depth of that trauma 25 years later, at the age of 30, after 5 years having been diagnosed bipolar already. And when the truth came into my conscious mind awareness, I released some tears. And these tears, I feel, had been stuck in my system for 25 years. And I can't say that that is the root cause because there is no one single root cause in terms of factors. But I will say that that is a big piece of the puzzle as far as what caused it, in addition to lifestyle, in addition to purpose, in addition to the triggers, in addition to mismanaged ADHD, lack of skills. And all of this adds to the picture of what caused my bipolar in my current understanding today. And it's also what leads me to believe that with the knowledge that I have and the healing that I've done, I'm happy to move forward into a phase of no medication with enough confidence that I'm making the bet I'm not going to end up in the hospital again. But I'm not wanting to sound too cocky. I have my blind spots, I have my limits, I have my lack of understanding still. And if it happens again, I will take it as spiritual practice that that is yet another thing that I must go through in order to unlock even more secrets of figuring out why at the deepest of depths. But I hope not to have to.